Hello there gorgeous gamers and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we have our review for GTA 5, the newest edition that's out on PS5 and Xbox Series XS. It's not a free upgrade and you do have to pay for it, so it's worth a proper review, at least I think so, and that's how I'm going to justify a 10-minute video on an almost 10-year-old game. Let's get on with it. GTA 5, for the third time, has released on console. It's actually the fourth release if you count the PC version, which I do, so we're just waiting for the Stadia port to make it GTA 5 times. And no, it won't come out on Switch, forget that. I know that right now it's popular to hate on Rockstar and take the piss out of the fact we still don't have GTA 6, yet we're getting GTA 5 again. But you know what? I don't mind. And yes, I know I've had a bit of a whinge in the past saying it was a bit of a disappointment, which is still true, but honestly, I'm happy to have a good reason to revisit Michael, Franklin and Trevor through the great state of San Andreas. GTA 5 follows the threesome through a lengthy campaign that is worth playing through again and again. I like to think of it as being like a favourite TV series. It's fun to binge over the course of a week or two before dropping it completely, only to return to it a year later and start it all over again. That is GTA 5 for me. It's my video game equivalent of Breaking Bad. So a third time around, is it any better? Of course it is, and in some ways it's more relevant than ever, and in other ways less relevant. For one, a lot of the jokes still hit the mark almost a decade later. It was fun to rip the piss out of Facebook in 2013, and it's still fun to do today. I'm glad to see that in the age of woke, Rockstar hasn't stripped away any of the problematic jokes. I'm a fan of dark, bad humour, and GTA is known for having its finger on the pulse and gauging the temperature of the current climate. Yes, it does it via the rectum, and that's what makes it so endearing, at least to bad eggs like me. I'll tell you what's also funny. The first time I played GTA 5 was back on the PS3. Back then I was much younger, and I perhaps related most to Franklin, a young guy trying to hustle a quick buck and make something of himself, finding his place in the world. With the second release of GTA 5 on PS4 and Xbox One, well, by then, I found the sad, middle-aged, day-drinking loser, Michael, spoke more to me with his love of old movies and wanting to recapture his youth. Now, on my third go-around, I find myself looking at the insanely unstable Trevor Phillips and wondering if that's where I will be with a couple more bad years behind me. I tell you, Rockstar knows its audience. I still love these characters, and GTA 5 is probably one of the few games where I will actually sit through every single cutscene. They're well written, the cutscenes and the characters, and even after what must be, 7 or 8 playthroughs by now, I still laugh at the same moments. I often find myself asking, hey, is this bit new? I don't remember it. That could be my aging brain giving me early signs of dementia, which will go unchecked until my 60s, at which point it will be too late to do anything. Or there's just so much crammed in that you really do need to play the game a dozen times to get it all. Maybe that's the logic behind Rockstar re-releasing it again and again, and maybe again in the future. It couldn't just be for the money, right? While I am happy to be back with the boys, and with the next-gen improvements that this re-release offers, and for me that means 60 FPS gameplay without listening to my PC cry its own death tune, I can't say that I'm 100% satisfied. In some ways, I actually feel kind of cheated and lied to. A big part of the very slender marketing campaign for GTA 5's third console release was the wording expanded and enhanced. That doesn't feel quite true. Now, I will shoot straight with you. I have not finished the campaign yet on either new console, but I'm a fair way in, and I'm yet to see anything that could be seen as expanded. I've seen the enhancements, sure, and the 3 performance modes are a nice touch, even if they leave a little to be desired. Each one suffers from some really bad pop-in that belongs back in 2013. But expanded? What has been expanded? GTA Online, perhaps? I wouldn't know, and I likely never will. I'm not interested in the online side of the game. I don't care for the carrot and stick, wallet baiting progression, thank you very much. I love me a gamble and a go on the slots when I'm in Vegas, but the fact Rockstar threw in an actual casino in a video game where you can gamble away your actual money is just a touch too far for me. I would have liked to have seen some kind of expansion in the story mode. I'm not even talking about the map. I'd have been happy with just a few more features to give the game some purpose once you've finished Franklin, Michael and Trevor's story. Maybe an expanded in-game economy, perhaps some kind of turf war like in GTA San Andreas, or even that big bloody casino minus the invitation to throw my child's inheritance into Rockstar's coffers. But there's nothing, so far as I can tell. Again, I haven't reached the end yet, but surely if there was something, anything worthwhile, Rockstar would have made it a part of the marketing spiel. Instead, it feels like I've been duped by a company I once held in high regard. Bastards. Of course, these kind of additions are possible, but what's the motivation for putting them in the single player mode? None. That's why GTA Online gets all the cool new stuff, while us old school story mode loving farts get bugger all. Well, we can keep our dignity by not getting fleeced with the shark cards. That's something. So there's no real expansion, but what about the enhancements? Well, they're nice, though unremarkable depending on what matters to you. There are 3 modes: Fidelity, which gives you 4K, 30 FPS, ray tracing and extra graphical features, the full works, the bells, the whistles, the lot. It looks lovely. Performance mode gives you a solid 60 FPS with a 1080p resolution, and Performance RT gives you a mix of the two, and at 60 FPS. If you've come into this generation after spending 20 years of 30 FPS gameplay, the now standard 60 is a real treat, and it's hard to go back to the old ways. It's like going back to using rubbers. Ew. The thought alone sends shivers through my aching, herniated spine. For me, I favour the responsiveness that the higher refresh rates give, so I played mostly with Performance RT. Though honestly, I struggle to see any kind of difference between Performance mode and Performance RT, especially when I was gunning it down the freeway, chasing after Michael's stolen yacht and his turd of a son. Outside of the higher frame rates and the extra responsiveness in combat and driving, there's not really much else to appreciate. I think there are some new weather effects, but again, that might be my early dementia waving its red flag. To be fair, GTA 5 does look a lot cleaner on PS5 and Series X, with far less blur and aliasing, but it's not really a massive jump, and it's nothing to really make a noise about. Is it worth paying for the new gen GTA 5? Well, at the time of writing, yes, but there is a catch, and that yes is only really valid while the introductory price is also valid. If you're on PS5, you can get the story mode alone for less than a tenner, which, given the scope of the game and the ability to play in 60 FPS, is just about teetering on the edge of what I would call acceptable. If you're on Xbox, it's double the price, but you do have the option to buy story mode separately from GTA 5 Online. However, once that offer has run its course, you're looking at a 40 quid or $40 release, and that is way and beyond what I think this is worth. That right there is meaty expansion pricing, and I'm not seeing any meaty expansion. Apart from the one in my pants, as I imagine this video getting millions of views. We all of us have our dreams. And that is the end of this review. Thank you for watching as always, and I hope you enjoyed this video and that disgusting joke at the end. If you did, do us a solid and hit the like and subscribe buttons below, and don't forget to turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on any future videos. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I will see you on the next one. Until then, cheers my dears.